Now, I'll tell you what really shocked me. 2025 has been unreal. Like, I wish I was exaggerating. But one after another, Boeing planes have been making headlines. In January, a Boeing 767 cargo jet, operated by FedEx, crashed near Anchorage, Alaska. No one survived, and I'll tell you what, that was just the start.
What does accountability mean? Are you taking a cut in pay? Are you working for free from now on until you can cure this problem? These people's relatives are not coming back. They're gone. Your salary's still on. Is anybody at Boeing taking a cut or working for free to try to rectify this problem like the Japanese would do?
Then came February. A Boeing 787 Dreamliner flown by ANA, All Nippon Airways, had a pressurization failure midair at 34,000 feet. Passengers said it felt like the plane was falling apart in the sky. Now just imagine yourself in that situation. Terrifying, right? Then in March, a Delta Dreamliner flying across the Atlantic experienced a massive electrical fault mid-flight. What the heck? In April, it got worse. A United Airlines 737 MAX lost both engines mid-flight and had to make a dramatic emergency water landing off the coast of Florida. Miraculously, everyone survived. Now you won't believe, but the right next month, in May, in Alaska, a Boeing 767 cargo aircraft crashed again. 2 pilots lost their lives. And then June. June hit like a gut punch. June was the worst yet. The Air India crash. 270 people died. In June 2025, Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, crashed just minutes after taking off from Ahmedabad. Can you believe that? It was so horrifying. 241 people on board died instantly. And then, on top of that, 29 people on the ground, just living their lives, gone. Only one survivor, just one. This was the deadliest crash in India in decades, and the first ever fatal crash of the Dreamliner. Now think about that. This year alone, Boeing jets have been in multiple major incidents, and it's only halfway through the year. And you think that's where the madness ends? Not even close. This wasn't some isolated freak accident. It's a pattern, a horrifying pattern, and I need you to look at it with me. You see this, right? You seeing the trend? This isn't just bad luck, it's systemic, it's ugly, and it's unacceptable.
What is it that you get paid currently?
Senator, that's well disclosed in our proxy documents in each of the years that I've been employed.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a big number, sir.
Well, let me help you out. It's $32.8 million this year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
That's a 45% increase over last year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
What is it you get paid to do exactly?
I get paid to run the Boeing company.
Yeah. So just help me understand that. I mean, do you get paid for transparency? Is that one of the metrics for your income?
I think the board counts on me for transparency.
Really? Because you're under investigation for falsifying 787 inspection records. The Boeing's under criminal investigation for the Alaska Airlines flight. You were investigated by DOJ for criminal conspiracy to defraud the FAA. This is all in your tenure. This doesn't sound like a lot of transparency to me. What about safety? Is that a component of your salary?
It sure is, Senator.
You know, have you seen the reports that the subcontractor that you used to make that door piece that fell out of the sky, that when the FAA went and toured the facility, they found one door seal being lubricated with Dawn liquid dish soap and cleaned with a wet cheesecloth, and another was being checked with a hotel room key card. Does that sound like safety to you?
Senator, I think our relationship with that particular supplier has been well documented, reviewed by the FAA and most certainly us, and I'm very intent on acquiring that company so that none of that ever happens.
You know, the FAA also says that Boeing still has not implemented the recommended steps back from 2019 and 2020 after the MAX crashes. You still have not taken the appropriate safety procedures or implemented what they recommended. I mean, how, if safety is a component of your $33 million compensation package, I mean, how can you possibly qualify for any of this? What about quality? Is quality part of your compensation package? Your profits, have your profits increased at all?
I haven't had any profits, sir.
I'm sorry?
I have not had any profits.
Yeah. You know, I think the truth is, Mr. Calhoun, you're not focused on safety. You're not focused on quality. You're not focused on transparency. All of this is in the record, but I think actually you're focused on exactly what you were hired to do, which is that you're cutting corners. You are eliminating safety procedures. You are sticking it to your employees. You are cutting back jobs because you're trying to squeeze every piece of profit you can out of this country. This company. You're strip mining it. You're strip mining Boeing. It was one of the greatest American companies ever. It has employed thousands of people in my state. And you are strip mining it for profit, shareholder value, and you're being rewarded for it. You got a huge raise, a huge increase. So it's working out great for you. For the American people, they're in danger. For your workers, they're in peril. For your whistleblowers, they literally fear for their lives, but you're getting compensated like never before. Don't you think maybe your priorities are misplaced here? I mean, don't you think maybe it's time to get back to focusing on making quality planes and paying your workers well and taking care of the little guys who got you to where you are?
So, what the hell is actually going on at Boeing? Let's break this down. 1. Design flaws. Remember the MCAS system on the 737 MAX? That software could literally force the plane's nose down, based on one faulty sensor. 1. If it failed, the plane would just nosedive. And here's the kicker. Pilots weren't even told it existed. That design flaw alone killed 189 people on Lion Air in 2018, then 157 more on Ethiopian Airlines in 2019. That's 346 people gone because of arrogance and shortcuts. 2. Quality control, gone, thrown out the window. In 2024, an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 had the door plug rip off midair.
Flight heading to California yesterday, a window on the plane popped off mid-flight. Let's take a look at this video. There was no one sitting next to the window. 171 people were on board, but luckily no one was hurt. One woman on board says it was a close call though.
At 16,000 feet, a chunk of the plane just tore open. The FAA had to ground 171 jets. And guess what they found? Loose bolts. Loose bolts. We're talking about passenger planes, not IKEA furniture. Whistleblowers came forward. They said workers were being pressured to skip steps, to rush, to meet production deadlines. They were literally told to cover up defects. Like, what are we doing here? 3. Culture shift. From engineers to Wall Street. Boeing used to be run by people who understood planes. Now, it's MBAs, suits, executives focused on stock price, not safety. It's all about cutting costs, meeting quarterly numbers, impressing shareholders. Safety, it's a checkbox, not a priority, and we're all paying the price in fear, in headlines, in lives. So yeah, how does Boeing compare to Airbus? Airbus, quiet, stable, more automation, more redundancy. Meanwhile, Boeing's showing up in headlines like it's trying to win a disaster award. And here's the stuff no one tells you. That Dreamliner that crashed in India, whistleblowers were screaming about fuselage issues months ago. That MCAS flaw, engineers begged management to fix it before people died. That door plug incident, all traced back to cheap, rushed manufacturing. Corners were cut, people were ignored. So, should you be worried? Here's the honest answer. Flying is still statistically safe. Safer than driving. Most Boeing flights take off and land without a hitch. But let's be real. When the same company keeps showing up in your feed with words like crash, emergency, and investigation, you have to ask, is this bad luck or is it just straight up neglect? For me, the Dreamliner crash was the last straw. This isn't just about technology, it's about culture, accountability, doing the right thing, especially when no one's watching. So here's what I want to ask you. If you had to get on a plane tomorrow and you saw Boeing on the side, would you feel safe? Honestly? Let me know in the comments, because I'm genuinely curious. Are we all seeing the same thing here?